friends, and welcome back to another video. I hope you've been keeping so very well. Today I'm going to be spending the day in the kitchen and I'm going to be sharing 3 of my favorite high protein vegan dinners that I have been really enjoying lately. All of these meals are absolutely packed full of flavor, but they all use a different source of plant-based protein, so hopefully there will be something that you will love. Despite that, they are all pretty easy to make, so if you're new to eating plant-based or going vegan, then these are some recipes that I definitely recommend trying out at home. Before we get into cooking, I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Cookware for very kindly sponsoring today's video. If you've watched literally probably any of my videos before, you will know and have seen this cookware before. Cosmic Cookware is all the cookware that I use in my home and I absolutely love it. Not only is it amazing non-stick cookware that is toxic free and chemical free, it's also ridiculously easy to clean, and as well as that, it is absolutely gorgeous. I get so many compliments on this cookware. It's actually quite wholesome. Cosmic Cookware also recently released a new colorway for their cookware. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is called Grey Truffle and I got my hands on a few of them, and yeah, they are just absolutely gorgeous. I am loving using them in my kitchen so very much. If you are ever looking for some great non-stick cookware for yourself or perhaps as a gift for someone else, I genuinely recommend Cosmic Cookware so much. I will leave a link as well as my discount code down in the description box below if you do want to check it out and get a nice little discount on it as well. All right, let's get into cooking. I am really excited to share these delicious recipes with you. I've made these lentil and walnut tacos for a few friends now and they absolutely loved them. To start, I put some raw cashews into a bowl with some boiling water to cover them, and then cover that up and set it to the side. Then I start cutting up some brown onion. I dice it into chunks and then put it into my frying pan with some oil as well as some garlic, and I keep frying that up. Then I add in some ground almonds and I fry that up before adding in some brown lentils which I had drained and rinsed. I then add in some soy sauce as well as tomato paste, followed by some taco seasoning, and I continue mixing this all together. Once the cashews have soaked for about a half hour, I drain the water and then add this into a food processor with some nutritional yeast, lime juice, some apple cider vinegar, mustard, coriander, some veggie stock powder and some water to thin it out, and I blend it all together until we get this lovely coriander and lime cashew cream. To serve this up, I have a couple of tortillas. I then add on some avocado, spread that all around. I add on some red cabbage and some cucumber that I had sliced up, followed by the lentil and walnut mince, which is super high in protein. I then drizzle with the cashew cream and serve with some lime and some fresh coriander. It is so delicious. You can also prep this mince in advance and enjoy it on tacos throughout the week. This meal is one that comes together so quickly. I start by putting some olive oil as well as garlic powder, onion powder and smoked paprika with some salt and pepper into a bowl and mixing it all together. Then I add in some chickpeas that have been drained and rinsed, and I mix this all together until they're nice and well coated before transferring them into my frying pan to fry up and get nice and crispy. Whilst that's all happening, I cut up some red onion. I dice it into chunks. I also cut up some cherry tomatoes, and you could use fresh tomatoes like regular sized tomatoes if you'd like to, as well as some cucumber. Then into a jar I add some tahini as well as some maple syrup. Then from there I also add in some lemon juice and I mix this together, adding some water to thin it out if I need to, so that we get a nice smooth pourable consistency. It'll depend on the texture of your tahini. Then into a bowl I add in some capsicum pesto, just some store-bought pesto, as well as some pita bread which I had toasted. I also add in some spinach as well as this diced red onion and cucumber and tomatoes. Add in those crispy chickpeas and then drizzle this delicious tahini dressing over the top. Super delicious, super simple, and a really good one that I recommend trying out in your home. As the weather cools down here, I really embrace curries a lot more, and this is a butter tofu that I have been really enjoying. I start by tearing my tofu up into chunks like this. I feel like it soaks up so much more flavor like this. I don't know why. I put it into a container with some corn flour as well as some garam masala and some curry powder, and then I put the lid on and toss this all together to get it nice and well coated. Then into my frying pan I add some oil and transfer the coated tofu in there and start frying that up until it gets nice and crispy. I am also boiling some water and cooking some rice over the heat at the same time. Then into my larger frying pan I add in some vegan butter followed by some diced onion. I continue frying that all up. I also add in some curry powder as well as some herbs and spices and continue mixing. I'm adding in some tomato paste now, followed by that tofu and continuing to mix it all together, adding in some water as well as some veggie stock powder and continuing to stir this together. I also add in some plant-based cream, one of my favorite ingredients in cooking at the moment, and as you can see this gets nice and creamy. I put the lid on so that this can all cook away and soak up that delicious flavor. I also like adding in some spinach to my curries, so I like to do this with this one as well, and then it is time to serve. So I very simply serve this with some cooked white rice, add on that delicious butter tofu. I then also decide to top it with a little bit of extra plant-based cream. You could use some coconut yogurt as well, some coriander and some lime, and this is such a delicious and hearty meal. I hope that you will love it as much as I certainly do. Alrighty, my beautiful friends, that brings us to the end of this video and the end of these delicious recipes. I hope you enjoyed. If you try any of these out at home, make sure to let me know what you think. All of the details are in the description box if you do want to try making them for yourself. As always, a big thank you for being here, for supporting me and my YouTube channel. I appreciate it and you so very much. I hope you have a very beautiful day, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!